Doing a little layout here beforehand. Something I don't do a lot of. I put a mark there at 1.5 inches. Going to have 1.5 inches of bit, and then 1.25 inches for the boss. I made that same mark on the other end. Now I'll put a punch mark at those where I want to fuller them. Remember, you mark a transition point with a punch. You mark a cut with a chisel. So that's step number 1 if you're keeping track at home. Okay, I have my transition points marked with a punch. Now we'll go about doing a little fullering. Well, we got it up to heat. Now the trick is to find the dots. I think what I'll do is I'll put my little measuring device up here, because I know that one of them is 1.5 inches and one of them is 1.25 inches up from that. And I know which side they're on because they're on the same side as the other end. So if we put that right there, there it is. I see it now. I was looking on the wrong side. So we'll stick that right there like that. Pull it down. I do believe that's good enough. That one is right there. I don't want to fuller this one deep. In fact, that's good enough right there. We'll take those off here. As you can probably hear, it is raining. It rained an awful lot last night. And it's raining again. But that's what it's supposed to do in the spring. However, it's not supposed to be so daggone cold. About 44 out here. If that rain starts blowing in any farther, it's going to get to me, and I'll be going in the house. Yeah, we'll forge that back a little bit. And actually, I'm done with that half. Now I'm going to come back here a set amount. I'm going to measure back and I'm going to cut that off because I'm going to forge weld reins onto it. I'm too daggone old to be out here beating on this thing, beating reins on when I can forge weld. I hope that it's warm enough for me to do that. Let's get out the Lufkin number 524 log and lumber scale. Let's just come back 2 inches from the back end of that boss. So we'll just hook that right there like that. Put that chisel at that mark. We'll make a little mark on that side. And commence to cutting that off. And that's one of those. So let's see about making another one of those. I have some 3/8 rod here, I think is what I'm going to use for reins. So I cut off a couple pieces of that about 12 inches long. Tell you what I'm going to do, I'm going to go right up to the edge of my hot cut there, which is 13.5 inches. So we'll set that right there even with the end. Put that right there, set it right there. Got it hot a little bit too far back, but it's cutting. It's cutting. And we need to upset that and get some material. In there to use for that forge weld. And that's probably enough. We'll scarf that first one, taking advantage of the shape that's already on the end of that. Well, that would be one scarf, and that would be two scarves. Now, a little practice run here. We're going to want to put those on there just about like that. Well, they stuck together that time. Just hope that I haven't screwed them up so much. I don't think so. Get them warmed up again to a welding heat. Add a little bit more flux. I think I have that rein welded on there. Time will tell, as use will. So let's try to use everything we just learned and weld the other one. Now, I'm watching, I think I've stated this before, let's get back here where you can see everything. I don't know how good that color, the color of that fire will show up, but I'm watching the color of my fire for a green tint. It's kind of a orangish color right now, which means it's getting close, and there's the green coming out. Now, as long as I don't have a madman on the crank forcing a lot of oxygen in there, we won't have sparklers, and we won't have it burning up so bad. So we can get it up to a real good hot temperature. And pull it out and set that weld real good. I'll pull this one up here where I can see it, so that maybe I can copy it. Well, they look pretty close to being the same. And right there is that spot I was talking about. I think I'll just leave it. I mean, there are tongs. The rest of it's welded good. There are tongs. For goodness sakes. Now then, let's work on that boss area a little bit. Now then, I need to put a little bit of coolant in my anvil side tank here. And that is plenty hot enough. And we have a hole. And we have a hole. Look at there. Look at there what we got. And look at there what we got. Now it's time to twist the jaws. my little twisting wrench set close. Set it right there. The width of the vise up closer. You want these good and hot for the twist. Right there at the top of the boss. Put that in there. And give it a little twist. Now we just need to make sure that we twist. Can you see what I'm seeing here? We just need to make sure we twist the other one the same direction. There, did you make sure I did that right? Did you, huh? Did you? If we did that right, those should lay together like tongs. And by golly, they do. So now, I'm going to work on those twists a little bit to flatten them more out a little bit. And as far as just a regular set of tongs, they would be done, flat bit tongs. With a little, put the rivet in them, put a little bit of alignment. But I am going to add some more to these. And that's one. A 3/8 inch rivet. You need a thickness and a half of rivet. That would be 9/16. And then we want to make sure we've got those set together real good. I'm just holding on to the top one. Yes, I will be able to fold both of those over in the vise. Matter of fact, that one's probably still hot enough to do it. And that is that. Now, make sure, yep. Now I want to open them up more to hold wider stock. As a matter of fact, put that in there to hold it. If you watched my video forging the Bulldog bottle opener, you would have seen that I had a lot of trouble holding it. And that is what I'm making this for, is to hold that. So I want it to hold stock that thick. And there they are, one set of box jaw tongs, especially made to hold those Bulldogs while I'm putting on the bottle opener or the hook, because I've made these quite a few of these as hooks before. But there you go, there's a set of box jaw tongs, just like that. Forge welded reins. But I did MIG weld on those two pieces to make those box jaws. Person could forge weld that on there, but I chose not to, mostly for time. I just wanted to get them done. I wanted to do as much here as I could, like forge welding on those reins, just for the fact that anybody can make a set of tongs. But I wanted to modify them to be box jaws, so that's what I did. Now, for sure, you wouldn't have to weld this at all. You could make this bit longer, split it, fold it out into a T, and then make the box jaws. That's another way of making them box jaws, but I chose to do it like this. So that's about enough of that. Y'all take care. It's Sunday. It's getting late. I bet my lovely wife is in there starving to death because I'm not in there. She's going to come out here looking for me in a little bit. So I'm going inside before I get in any more trouble. Y'all take care now, you hear?